President Biden, I told you not to run in the first place. I really asked. I begged you not to do it. And of course you did it. So you still have time. Like, I'm begging you, man. Just go off into the sunset. Go retire. You and Mitch McConnell can go stare into each other's eyes at the retirement home. Early bird special. You shouldn't be going through all this stress. Like, it's not right.
Special. What is this, Perkins? Like,
sometimes when you have too many head injuries, you got to retire. Just like Mitt Romney, that man finally announced his retirement.
Mitt Romney did?
Yeah. Mitt Romney said he's not running for a second term in the Senate.
Wow.
And I think Trump put out a whole, Truth Social. He wasted no time to take shots at Mitt Romney. Oh, let me read what he said. Damn, I just remember that that picture of them at dinner when he was like talking to Trump about maybe being like Secretary of State, and he just looks like so like sad. Like Trump, he'd be terrorizing his enemies.
I will say God. Romney was the first senator in U.S. history to vote to remove from office a president of the same political party.
Wow,
that was the first impeachment.
They call him Gunna. So Trump says, fantastic news for America, the great state of Utah, for the Republican Party. Mitt Romney, sometimes referred to as Pierre Delecto, will not be seeking a second term in the U.S. Senate, where he did not serve with distinction. A big primary fight against him was in the offing, but now that will not be necessary. Congrats to all. Make America great again. So Trump, he didn't like being voted, Mitt Romney voting to impeach him. So clearly he doesn't forget anything, man. Do you think this will be, the first one of many big name senators to step down?
I fucking hope so. Mitch McConnell, he was praising Romney for, his work in the Senate, but he's another one. Get the fuck out of here, man, with your little freezing shit that you're doing. Like, you old and you had injuries. Go away.
Yeah, man. They actually asked Mr. McConnell to weigh in on this, and he said, "Where am I?" That shit is so sad, yo. Actually,
no more questions. We have to take him out.
Take him out on a fucking stretcher. Yo, this is crazy.
Man. It's terrible.
Yeah, I got the audio.
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute.
Yo. He needs to just retire. So hopefully Mitt Romney inspires some of the old ass politicians to follow his lead and retire, because he's not even that old. But
the average age of the U.S. Senate is 65 years old.
Damn. Isn't that like the official age to be a senior citizen?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God, we got a bunch of old people running the world or running the country when the world is burning. But what are you gonna do? We'll see what happens, man. Joe Biden said he's running for re-election in 2024, and he's 80? He'll be 81, I think, this year, yo. So he's already the oldest president in history. He wants 4 more years. But Franklin Foer, F-O-E-R. Franklin Foer, this guy's the author of the book The Last Politician.
Yep.
He said on Meet the Press that he wouldn't roll out, the 80-year-old commander-in-chief withdrawing from seeking a second term because of the president's strong belief in fate.
Yeah. He said that Biden's a very religious guy, and fate is a word loaded with religious meaning, and he always talks about it. He can't say where fate goes. And so I always, when I hear that, to me, it's the ellipsis in the sentence when he's talking about his own future. I mean, listen, he's old as... Let me be respectful. My dad's 80 years old too. But I wouldn't vote for him to be president. I just wouldn't. Like, I don't understand my dad. He worked all the way until he was 80 years old, and then he was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm finally done.
Yeah.
But granted, he wasn't trying to run a country that has a crazy GDP and starts wars every other year. Like or is funding the current war with Ukraine and Russia. Like, it's just sometimes you gotta read the writing on the wall.
Yeah, I don't know what fate has to do with anything, especially with this old ass man. I think what what Mitch McConnell, is doing is that's all we're going to see if President Biden wins re-election. Like he's just going to be freezing up there. They're going to keep him out of the limelight. I mean, he just started getting back out there maybe like last year. I mean, he won the first election from campaigning from his basement. So who knows? Troy, do you think that there's a chance he'll pull out before 2024?
No, I don't think so. Not realistically.
Yeah.
You think he's too stubborn?
Yeah.
Sit in there.
Probably too stubborn. Who are they going to prop up after him?
Yeah.
Who has a chance?
Yeah, that's the big problem. Yeah. Because the Republicans, they got a deep field. Now, do I think they're all shitheads? Yeah. But I don't really see the Democrats having too many possible replacements or candidates or anything. So I don't know. They said 2/3 of Democrats, about 73% of registered voters, believe Biden's too old to seek re-election.
God damn, that's ridiculous. That should tell you something. But they don't give a fuck about the people. And all the Democrats are just lining up behind him. No, people can go up to challenge him, but they won't. No one's going to be like traitor Mitt Romney and go against their own party because they want to protect themselves. But hey, you got to be like Gunna sometimes and just be like, I'm going to do this on my own, Gunna, he sold out Barclays over the weekend, and he had that shit rocking.
Good for him. Good for him.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I really, President Biden, I told you not to run in the first place. I really asked. I begged you not to do it. And of course you did it. So you still have time to, you haven't done a terrible job. I think you've done a pretty good job with what you were given. You held it down. So please just don't run again. Like, I'm begging you, man. Just go off into the sunset. Go retire. You and Mitch McConnell can go stare into each other's eyes at the retirement home, and eat your soft serve food, early bird special. You shouldn't be going through all this stress. Like, it's not right.
Special. What is this, Perkins? Like, listen, I don't think but you figure we're a year and 2 months away from the election right now. If he's not going to run, he has to announce that like now, so that the Democrats can figure out what they're doing and start to build support behind some top candidates. But I don't think that's going to happen. It's getting too close. Yeah,
too close. I think it's extremely reckless for him to run again. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. I don't know, man. Mitch McConnell can't even answer that question, like literally. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on, but maybe our next president will be a fucking alien. Because in Mexico, man, they showed some evidence today, man. 2 bodies with only 3 fingers on each hand and elongated ET-style hands were displayed in window boxes Tuesday for a public congressional hearing on unidentified anomalous phenomena. I don't even know UAPs. I've never even heard that term before. The corpses are, quote unquote, between 700 and 1800 years old, with the x-ray showing one has mysterious eggs inside.
They're full of shit. There's no way that ET was real this whole time. Like, what? I'm going to be mad because that means Alien versus Predator is real too.
You got to relax.
I'm just saying. Hollywood always gets the juice. They know everything ahead of time. It's not fair. It's not fair. I don't like it.
Bro, this shit came out of nowhere, but Mexico, they're taking it seriously. The hearing aimed to rule on the phenomenon in the aerial space protection law, which would turn Mexico into the first country in the world to acknowledge the presence of aliens on this planet.
I mean, Would they really be though? Because the U.S. just announced we've seen all these different UFOs. I mean, granted, UFOs are technically flying objects and not on the planet, but
those are two different things. I mean, they actually did show like videos of UFOs in this presentation as well. But I think the difference is like verbally or documenting that you acknowledge life outside of Earth. Which, I mean, acknowledging UFOs, I mean, that just, like you said, like it's an unidentified flying object. It could be anything. You don't know if there's a life form flying the object. Like, but this would be a step further. They'd be the first ones, man. Would you be surprised that Mexico is the first one to acknowledge aliens? Because a lot of the aliens that come here, you know, they go through Mexico.
wait a second. Listen. Oh, that was crazy. Listen, I think that it would be really crazy if you fucked me up with that. It would definitely be crazy if Mexico really announces that, hey, there's unidentified animal, whatever the fuck they're calling this, UAPs.
Yeah. Yeah, Troy, I know a couple of years ago you dressed up, you know, you and Shannon as alien. Do you believe in this stuff?
I think there probably is life out there. I don't think that these paper mache aliens are real though. They look fake as shit.
They do, right? The like, granted, if they're saying it's 700 years old, I could see it getting all shriveled up like this, but where did they find these? They haven't given any real information other than, oh, here's these ET looking things with eggs inside of them. They haven't said anything else about where they found them other than, oh, it was found in Peru.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe this shit. I think people have 3D printers and too much time on their hands. But hey, if it's real, shout out to the aliens. You know, also, you're invited to come on this couch too. We'd love to talk to you.
But what are the chances that the aliens really look exactly the way that they show them in movies all the time?
Yeah, it seems like bullshit. Like, there's no fucking way. Like, come on.
Crazier things have happened.
I feel like you want this to be real, like the way you wanted Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg to fight. Like, you want to believe this.
I mean, I find it really hard to believe that in the whole galaxy, universe, all the different things that are out there, that human beings are the only intellectual life forms.
Or the only life forms. That's what they say. It doesn't even have to be intellectual. They said there's no life outside of Earth.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe it at all.
Yeah, I don't either. But there's other galaxies and dimensions and other shit that we don't know. We don't even know what's in our ocean. Like, come on.
Exactly.
Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Spotify, follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, like
all the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.